This week, it's Nashville Insider's 10th season premiere, and we're starting out with a bang because we're in Beverly Hills with Ringo Starr at his Peace and Love birthday celebration.
And to Dylan's one #1 hit, we're celebrating Boys Back Home with Dylan Marlowe and Dylan Scott. Plus, from the beach to downtown Nashville, the free event hosted by Brian Kelly. And later, Russell Dickerson is back with new music. The country star gives us the scoop on Famous Back Home. Well, hi everybody, and welcome to our 10th season premiere of Nashville Insider. I'm Casey Mason, and you know, as someone who has been with this show since day one, it is so hard to believe that we are starting season 10. Of course, you know, most TV shows don't last half this amount of time, and we couldn't do this without you, our loyal viewers. So thank you so much for making us a part of your weekly TV viewing. All right, now since it's our big season premiere, we have some big stars in every segment, starting with this one, another one of our original team members of Nashville Insider. You know him, Adam Wurtzel, recently met up with Brian Kelly at a very special party. Take a look.
Brian Kelly joining us now. Good to see you, Brian.
Great to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
I love the shirt. You always dress so well.
Thanks, man. Sometimes you get lucky. You search the internet, and I found this, and I go, I gotta have that. I like the color. I like what's got on it, and it's on brand, you know, as they say.
It looks good. By the way, I haven't seen you since the haircut. I like the short. It's like Brian Kelly circa 2012. It looks good.
It's given some 2012. My wife said the same thing, and, you know, I wanted to switch it up, do a summer cut, and, you know, just switch it up for a second. She said she liked it, and, you know, I ended up with a little bit of a mustache via a beard mishap there, and she said she liked that too, so here we are.
Here you are at your fan club party. Tell everybody what's happening here tonight.
Yeah, we're downtown Nashville, right off of 2nd Avenue. Got a BK fan club party, something we've been dreaming up for a couple years. Just a place during the CMA Fest where people can come in. It's free. We just launched my app, and so all you got to do is show the app at the door that it's on your phone. Come in, first 300 people get in. And we just wanted to give back to the fans, create an environment that's our world. Say, hey, y'all come in, come have some drinks, come cool off, come hear some new songs off the new record, hear some old songs, and just give back to the fans. It's, you know, they used to call CMA Fest fanfare, so in my head it's still it's obviously fan first, fan focused, and we just wanted to do something different and start the tradition this year, and just excited.
There's so much fun stuff, and then there's some clothes out there. Tell us about Tribe Kelly and all that.
Yeah, so Brittany and I, you know, our worlds are so close together. You know, obviously we have Tribe Kelly, and we got my music, and she helps me with that, and I help her with Tribe Kelly, and so just merging our worlds together on a special day like this was, you know, for us a no-brainer.
Sunshine State of Mind Season 2. Chapter 1. You had some albums come out in between Sunshine State of Mind, the first. Tell me about revisiting these songs. So these are songs that you had for a little bit, I assume?
Yeah, you know, when I made Season 1, I knew there was going to be a Season 2, Season 3, and probably beyond. But I had so many songs during Season 1 written, I had to cut it off. And, you know, at the time, I didn't know I was going to put some records in between that and give it some time and some space. But circling back, when we made Season 2, Chapter 1, it felt like I made the right decision, and it felt extra special getting back in that world, and I love these songs, you know, every song, but I think 2 were written during that Season 1 chapter, and there's just some magic there, man. You know, I made a deal with myself. I go, if I still love these songs, whenever I go, you know, record Season 2, Chapter 1, they're going to be on it.
Before we let you go, have to talk about this incredible experience you had on The Masked Singer. How freeing was it to sing as yourself, but nobody knew it was you?
Well, that's it, man. It was completely freeing, and I had the time of my life. I didn't know what to expect. We went in there just excited and, you know, wanted to win and wanted to see how far we could take it. You know, we're doing things independent now, and I think that's a cool foundation to launch off, going off Mad Scientist Monster on The Masked Singer into a new record, into a new tour and new collaborations, and just having fun, not worrying, being myself, double downing on being myself. That's fun.
Of course, you're having fun. You're the beach cowboy. I mean, come on. We're going hanging out on the saltwater ranch and all that good stuff.
You get it, man.
Absolutely, BK. Always a pleasure. Good to see you.
You too.
Well, thanks so much, Adam. Next up, as we celebrate Season 10, Dylan Marlowe and Dylan Scott are celebrating a #1 hit. Nashville Insider's Jeff Womack got to chat with both country stars at their #1 party.
Well, we have found them. The boys back home making themselves at home right here on Nashville Insider. Dylan, Marlowe, congratulations on your first in the world. But wait a minute, is Dylan Scott, Dylan Wonder? How are we doing this, guys?
We know who's Dylan number one here.
I've been here longer. A little bit of the seniority game, you know.
I'm older.
You are older for sure.
It is your song now. So. He's the Dylan one on this song.
Take me back. This is the perfect bonfire four-wheeling song. Your memories in Statesboro, Georgia, that came flooding back when you were putting this together.
And that's the whole inspiration behind it, was just having a song for the guys that isn't about a broken heart or girls.
No, this need to be a song not only for guys, but guys who, well, like the three of us who refuse to grow up, too. We need one of those because there hasn't been one in a long time.
1000%. I'm tired of growing up. I'm tired of growing up.
It gets hard. Yeah. Growing up's hard.
Yeah, it's
really is.
Bills and taxes and debt.
Kids. Wives.
Dogs.
They got another song right here. Let me go back and visit with you a little bit on the journey of this song. Yeah. It was on the shelf for a while, and I want you to tell me a little bit about that, but then also tell me how this song really took on life of its own.
Yeah, it was kind of a process. I was out on tour with him, and just timing and stuff with this town is just making sure timing is right as everything. So finally it felt like the right time. We had put a song called Record High that didn't go to radio, and we were kind of looking for the first one and reached back out to Dylan, and it was his idea. I mean, he was like, this could be a radio hit if we send it. So we kind of went, and I think I had to re-sing the vocal from when we first wrote it because my voice had gotten deeper over like 2 years. So
really, how'd you manage that?
I don't know, man. Something in the chicken nowadays, I guess. I don't know. But I had to re-sing it, and then we put it out, and it just we didn't do anything special. It just blew up. Like, it just took a life of its own on TikTok, and there it was. I mean, we did a lot of pre-plan on his tour. We sang it every night, and so I think there was a lot of like built-up hype. People that wanted the song that had heard it live, and so when we finally announced that it was coming out, I think a lot of people kind of were like, finally, you know.
Here's to the boys back home drinking dirt road beers on a Friday night. Yeah, I'm wishing I was with y'all singing them old songs, circled up round a farm fire.
The record people right away were not too crazy about a Dylan and Dylan song. Why was that, you think?
I don't know if it was a Dylan and Dylan song. I think it was, you know how the music business can be. I don't understand all the ins and outs. I just know how to write a song, record a song, go play a show, right? That's all I really know. So I don't know the ins and outs of it, but yeah, I mean, in the beginning, we went in, recorded the song, didn't tell nobody, turned it in, sounded like a smash, and hey, everybody was like, not right now. Yeah. Like, why not, you know? And so, you know, tables turned a couple years later, and I'm still having some success. He's having some success, and obviously they're like, oh, yeah, we can put this out now. And I didn't ask any questions. I just said, good, let's do it.
No, yeah. You kind of learn to just like go with the flow.
Absolutely, yeah. It's wild, man. Like I said, I've been doing it since I was 19, and it took some time, you know. But, hey, better late than never, in my opinion.
Hey, the cream rises to the top, baby.
Right.
And it sure has on this. All right, it is the Dylan and Dylan Show on Nashville Insider.
Straight ahead on Nashville Insider, we're talking to Russell Dickerson. He's got a brand new album. It's called Famous Back Home, and that he is.
What John Carter Cash had to say about an album a little over 5 years in the making. Pineapple John and some of his fun stories along the way. You're going to want to stick around.
I'm Adam Wurtzel, and I don't think I've ever been more excited for an interview. Right after this break, there's the statue, Peace and Love, Ringo Starr. That's right, Ringo Starr. We're going to interview him right here on Nashville Insider. You don't want to go anywhere.
All right, well, welcome back to Nashville Insider's 10th season premiere. I'm Casey Mason. You know, over the years, we have had some huge stars on our show. I'm talking everyone from Dolly Parton to Tim McGraw, even Keith Urban, just to name a few. But you know, we've never actually interviewed a Beatle until now. Our very own Adam Wurtzel went to Beverly Hills to help celebrate Ringo Starr's 85th birthday with the legend himself. Check it out.
What an honor it is to get to say I am standing next to Ringo Starr. Ringo, happy birthday.
Thank you.
This event has gotten bigger and bigger every year. Yeah. Tell us about how it feels for you to not only be spreading peace and love across the country, across the world, but now literally across the universe and the moon.
I know. How great is that?
It's crazy.
You know, and you're sitting being interviewed a long time ago, and somebody says, well, what would you like for your birthday? My birthday was a week away. And where it came from, I do not know. To this day, I don't know. I just said, I'd love everybody to go peace and love. And look what it's turned into, you know? So for today, at least, there'll be moments of peace and love.
Especially at noon.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention to you, the first time I ever found out about you was because I watched you as Mr. Conductor on Shining Time Station,
yeah.
and then my parents introduced me. So I wanted to show you. I have props here, Ringo. I brought with me 2 of my original VHS tapes of 2 of your movies, and I became so fascinated with your movies. So I was wondering what it was like to share the screen with people like David Essex, Peter Sellers, and most importantly, your own wife.
Always great. And, you know, I did a few other movies with Marlon Brando and a lot of other great actors, and but I'm a musician.
Molly Tuttle joining us now here on Ringo's birthday. Molly, great to see you.
Great to see you too.
So first off, it's all about peace and love. When you hear those words, peace and love, Molly, what does that mean to you?
I immediately think of Ringo, and it's just kind of raising the good vibes all over the world. People are doing peace and love today at noon, I believe, and it's going to be just a great way to celebrate his birthday.
So speaking of a good vibe, look up Ringo's new country album. You're not only on the album, you're on the title track. How did that come about?
Well, I met T-Bone Burnett about a year ago when he was working on the record, and he asked me to come in and maybe try singing on a song and sent me the demo track, and I was, of course, over the moon about getting to sing with Ringo, so I went in and played on, the first song I ever sang on was Can You Hear Me Call, and then they just kept calling me back to sing on more songs, and I got to sing on Look Up, which is the title track of the record. It was just the experience of a lifetime, and then the cherry on top was getting to play them all with Ringo at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville in January. So
Which you can watch on Paramount Plus now. It's going to live there for a long time. Molly, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lucius joining us now here at Ringo Starr's Peace and Love celebration. Ladies, great to see you.
Great to see you. You too.
So we got to talk about these very important words, peace and love. This event just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. What is your take on this spreading awareness of peace and love, not just across the country, but around the world?
Say it's pretty important right now.
No better time, I would say.
And it just feels right to be in a place with like-minded people and do something that makes everyone feel good and support somebody who that is their entire ethos.
And speaking of support, Look Up, you're on Ringo's new album. What was it like when you heard your voices with Ringo?
Surreal. I would say surreal.
Great answer. And you, by the way, I'm sure, has Ringo ever mentioned that you guys have great taste in sunglasses?
Not yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
Today might be the day, everybody. Lucius, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Adam. I'm super jealous. Well, ahead here on Nashville Insider, Russell Dickerson has some new music out. The country star breaks down Famous Back Home.
We're here on Music Row, and we had a chance to get a preview of John Carter Cash's new album, Pineapple John, that's coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Nashville Insider and our 10th season premiere. Well, he's the only child of Johnny and June Carter Cash, but over the course of his career, John Carter Cash has actually paved his own musical path, and our very own Jeff Womack actually sat down with John to find out all about his new album.
We are here with John Carter Cash. It's not even out yet, but he was nice enough to give me a vinyl copy of Pineapple John. We'll get a good shot of that. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Thank you for being here today. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Oh, well, we're glad to be with you here, and I know you got a lot going on, so thank you for making time for us.
Certainly.
Now, some of the people might not know, watching this, that, saw you on stage with your parents and things. You've been producing albums for the longest time for other people, including your mom and dad.
Yeah, I really started working, producing albums with my parents, when they were still alive. But I've recorded more music for Loretta Lynn in my lifetime than I did anybody else, actually, so far. I, did 5 albums worth of music with Loretta. But I've recorded a lot of music for a lot of people, through the years, everybody from Chris Cornell to the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. It's like all up and down the line. But I've also released my own music through the years. About every 7 or 8 years, it seems, I'll put out an album. And so I'm putting out a new album coming up I'm excited about.
What I always want to ask you, what took you to producing first?
Well, I worked on the road with my father and mother for a while, for years, performing for them, on stage with them, and doing some of my own music also, when I would perform with them. But when I started working in the studio, I realized, okay, I can stay home, I can be creative, I can work on my own music too, and I can work with other artists in the studio, and I really found my love. But that was 30 years ago. I've been producing now for 30 years, so yeah.
Producing for 30 years, like I said, around so many, from folk to country, and you took kind of more of a rock turn. Tell us about that in your kind of teenage years, if you will.
Yeah, I grew up, with country music as a part of my daily life for sure. But my friends and I got into hard rock and sort of heavy metal music, and back in the 1980s, and that had a lot to do with influencing me in music. By the time I was in my early 20s, when I began to write my own music, it had a great strong influence from hard rock and roll.
What sort of things did you get to do here in Pineapple John that you haven't gotten to do before, that you've been wanting to for the last 30 years, let's say?
It doesn't tell a definite story, but the album itself is a sort of a concept album, and it's a cinematic kind of conceptual, creation. There is a tale within the story. It's not my story at all. I sort of see it like a film in my own head, I guess. It starts off with an introduction, followed by the song Pineapple John, which is sort of like the motto for the whole record, and then but it's a double album. It's an endeavor. So hopefully people will in this world that we live in, people do buy vinyl records nowadays more than they do CDs. I hope people will feel like that they're experiencing like watching a movie when they listen to Pineapple John.
From books to music to producing to doing your own music, what's next for you?
Just trying to stay true the best that I possibly can.
John Carter Cash. The album is Pineapple John.
Hey, Russell Dickerson has a brand new album out. It's called Famous Back Home. We're going to talk to him coming up next.
You're inside the 10th season premiere of Nashville Insider. I'm Casey Mason. Well, Russell Dickerson has a new 12-song collection out, and hey, why not celebrate that with an album release party? That's right, Russell was kind enough to invite our cameras and our very own Jennifer Vickery to join in on the festivities.
Hey, this guy right here is not only famous back home, he's famous everywhere. We're getting a few minutes of his time. Always fun to hang out with you, Russell. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I bet sweet. By the time it comes out, because some of these songs you were just telling us you've hung on to for a little bit.
Yeah.
Now they're finally on this 4th project, and to finally get it out must feel really good.
Absolutely. Happen to Me was written in 2023. You know what I mean? So it's Bones, all these songs that I've just had and believed in for so long and stood the test of time within my own little, inbox, right?
I don't know who broke up with who.
I was thinking about how, that young kid, 22 years old, fresh out of Belmont, aspiring to be famous and to get his music out there in the world, and what success looked like then compared to now. And now it does look like being famous back home. And famous back home is your wife, KELLEY, and your 2 little boys. And when you think about success, I bet that perspective has really changed over the years.
Completely changed. And even when me and KELLEY were dating, I was like, this is my priority, right? Like, I know this is what I want to do. It's this whole music thing, the artist thing. And it was a joke we had, because I was like, God, I'm not getting married till I'm 30. I got to give this everything I got. And she's like, let me know who she is, because it won't be me.
Your live show is so much fun. Do you specifically make sure there are songs on the album or the singles or whatever it is that you're putting on there that match that energy? Because I think it's funny, you said earlier, you can't just sit there and play power ballads the whole show. Right. Plus, you would go crazy. You have so much energy that Are you choosing things that will be fun live?
I think even from a more grandiose view of my entire career, when I was first starting out, Josh Turner was my hero. Because Josh Turner sang in my dad's church choir, and so I heard the Long Black Train Belmont demo, right? You know what I mean? So I had this inside connection to Josh, and I have a deep voice and he's got a deep voice, and I was just trying to do that. But as I started performing and started pursuing this whole thing, I was like, I I got so much that I got to get out. Like, I can't just stand there and, play those low country songs, And so that, that heavily has influenced how, like yours, like we were just talking about, was like not just a ballad. It's, it still has the energy and the pizzazz.
You could definitely add the word power before ballad on that one.
Power ballad, yeah. So, yeah, even yes, to answer your question, yes. I see live show, I see the performance. That's what I've always wanted to create, as an atmosphere where people can come feel safe. They can feel joy and love and everything that, I feel like God's doing through my music. And yeah, a lot of it is,
let's have a good time, right?
Gotta get it out.
Well, go see this guy live. Go to his website, find out all the live dates. He's actually touring right now. You don't want to miss it. But this brand new album, make sure you download it. It's called Famous Back Home by Russell Dickerson. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, darling. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Great interview, Jennifer, as always. Thanks so much. All right, well, the Grand Ole Opry continued their Opry 100 series by honoring Porter Wagoner. Well, the special night included performances from Marty Stewart, Connie Smith, the Isaacs, and many others. Opry 100 pays tribute to icons who helped shape the Opry's first century. And this month, the Opry is actually honoring Bill Monroe, and in October, they're going to pay tribute to Minnie Pearl and Roy Acuff. Some other Opry 100 events this year included Grand Ole Opry performances outside of Nashville as well, in some legendary venues like New York City's Carnegie Hall and London's Royal Albert Hall. All right, well, that about does it for us here today on Nashville Insider. We hope you loved our 10th season premiere. Again, a big thanks to our on-air team and our crew for making Nashville Insider possible for all of these years. But most importantly, a huge thanks to you for continuing to watch us. And hey, though summer may be winding down, there's always room for good times and tan lines, and that's the video that we're going to leave you with today. Here's Zach Top, I'm Casey Mason, and we will see you next time.
Little bit of dust, little bit of smoke, faller in a Chevy down a gravel road, headed to a spot everybody knows, cannonball swinging from an old freight road. Talking about good times and tan lines, cold beer and summer nights, that was all there was to life. Good times and tan